Hello everybody! Happy Monday. So I came to the park to, I don't know, just re-energize, get grounded, walk barefoot. Actually walked to the park from my house barefoot. And I wanted to share a video with you guys. I wasn't sure what I wanted to share, but after thinking about it and watching some videos online, I realized that I would like to share with you. Do you know the people in your neighborhood? So on Sesame Street, there was the book and the little story on Sesame Street about knowing the people in your neighborhood, which were like the firemen, the policeman, the baker, and they would go throughout the neighborhood and they would get to know them. So today I thought, let's get to know the people in our neighborhood, but the people in our neighborhood is our entire body. Many times when belly dancers are dancing, I feel there may be a disconnect in their neighborhood, in their body. And so how can you connect your body? Through body awareness. You want to be aware of your whole body, all of your senses, how your whole body moves. Sometimes we may experience different limitations in our body, and we may not be aware of it, conscious of it. We may be aware of or conscious of it, and then we may be neglecting it, or we may be ignoring it. We may not be paying attention. But our body is our first language, and so everybody reads our body before they listen to our words. And so your body is always speaking, especially if you're a dancer, you're a performing artist. This is how you're going to communicate with everybody. So we are paying attention to the whole body, and so if the audience is paying attention to your whole body, well then, as the performer, you need to pay even closer attention to the whole body, because they may be reading something that you're not even aware of, and you want to be the one that's consciously stating what you want to state. You want to be sharing a story. You want to be communicating clearly, not leaving it up to the guests of the audience of what you're feeling and what you're thinking. Now, we can have our own perception and interpretation, and that's going to happen. We can't control that for other people, but what we can control is our communication out. And that's really important, is to know what our communication is and how we're going to communicate. So I highly want to recommend my mentor and teacher, Fatim's DVD. I love all of them. And today I want to highly recommend whoops, I had you propped up. Here we go. All right. Highly recommend, there we go, we're going to prop it up better. The arms and hands, beautiful arms and hands. So when I'm teaching, I've incorporated the beautiful arms and hands, some of the stretches into what I teach, because it's really beneficial. And so I encourage you to get that DVD, Beautiful Arms and Hands by Fatim. I love her boot camp series, but the info that I'm going to share with you today may be on one of the boot camps, but I know definitely it's on the arms and hands. So add that one to your library. It's amazing. So what she does is she stretches out the fingers, right? So both sides. And I'm going to allow you to come to class or get the DVD. But what she's doing is she's starting with fingers. Of course, you're going to do all of your fingers. And why are you going to do that? Well, because we may have something going on with our finger. At one point I had a trigger finger, got that fixed, but anyhow. We want to make sure that everything is oiled up, moving, all the synovial fluid is going. Sometimes we may have a sore joint in our body, and because of that, we tend not to move it. And when we don't move it, it tends to get even worse. It tends to lock up. It won't move. It doesn't have the same flexibility. Arthritis can start to get in those joints and areas. So you want to increase the mobility by moving and getting that fluid, loosening it up, just like oil can on all the joints. So you want to do that. Then you have wrists. So from fingers going to move all the way up. Do circles, up and down. Everything that you would do with a movement, you want to practice ahead of time. So that way you have better range of movement, as well as you have more options. If you don't even start at the beginning, you're not going to know or ingrain and embody all the different ways that you can move the wrist. Right? You can move up and down this way, up and down here, side to side. It may seem really basic, but if you don't have a strong foundation, then you're not going to be able to build upon it. You're not going to be able to draw from it if you haven't ever done it. So we're going to start from the basics and move up. Of course, then you can move the elbows. And you can just play around with it. It doesn't even have to be a dance move at the beginning, but you're just going to be playing around with it. Moving the elbows out, together. Sometimes from this movement, we're even moving maybe shoulders. Lots of times people will talk about moving wrist, which is important. But I want you to think of the whole arm. So you could move wrist and have that be your focal point. But let's try having the focal point be the elbow, bringing the elbow in, and then bringing the elbow out. Bringing the elbow in, elbow out. Now let's bring the focal point to shoulders. Shoulders out, shoulders in. And that's going to build your whole arm as well, because you're putting intention and intensity on all of the arm. So this is just going forward, back. Of course, you can start low, go through all the levels. You're still here. Then you can go out. You can try wrist out, wrist in, wrist out, wrist in, elbow out, elbow in, elbow out, elbow in. Shoulders down, pushing down, shoulders up. You're going to use your biceps. You're going to use your triceps. You're really going to use your triceps when you come up. If you focus pushing from the bottom up, my triceps are tight. And then I focus down, my biceps are tight. So really, you can rebuild, which I have, using belly dance movements, and you can do the same. If you like more info, you can always connect with me for a private class. I have my DVD. You can practice in your own home. Keep watching, sharing videos. You can really rebuild and tone, strengthen your whole body with intentional and intensity in your movements. So that's one direction we had here. We have up and down. I could already feel it. So I had the arms going this, but you can also go here, right? So push up from the ground. Push, 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 and then down. So pushing, you can lead with the elbows. You can lead with the shoulders. Just feel the strength in the shoulders. You can lead with the wrist. Feel the strength in the wrist and let the shoulders and the elbows relax. Feel the strength in the wrist coming down. Shoulders, elbows relax. Feel the strength in the fingers. Let the shoulders, wrists, elbows relax. And feel the strength in the fingers pulling down. So many different things that you can focus on. And where you put your energy and your focus and your intention and your intensity, then you're going to be able to create different kinds of movement and build your strength. If that's your goal, create more flow. If that's your goal, create more fluidity, flexibility. You just want to set your intention ahead of time, and then you can set your intensity to connect with that intention and get you the results that you want to get. So maybe I'll just go for a second longer, and because the sun, it's feeling good, a little vitamin D here. Go for a minute longer and share the deeper part of technique. So these are all different techniques. You want to tap into the feeling, the energy, the intensity of it. That's going to be able to communicate with your audience more, because you know the intensity and which body parts you're moving. If we're unaware of it and we're just copying somebody else's choreography or just creating something on the spot, but we're not going deeper with it, then we're not going to be able to communicate as clearly as we would like to and create the impact probably that we want to create when we're performing. I feel that when we are performing in front of an audience, we do want to make a statement, otherwise we would just be sitting at home. When we are performing, we want to have an intention and an intensity and energy and mindset and feeling and technique all together, and utilize those senses. Not just go out and wondering if we're doing a technique right or thinking about the technique, because I will tell you what, when you do that, what you were thinking about, the audience will think about. And then again, from my mentor Fatim shared, like, if you're thinking, then the audience is thinking what you're thinking. So you want to be feeling and expressing and giving with confidence and courage and belief in what you're giving, not questioning what you're giving, and therefore you're able to present more clearly and effectively and communicate better with your audience. So my tip, which if you would like more info, connect with me, and I would be more than happy to set up an appointment with you, and we can do some coaching on exactly what you want to work on. But let's just be mindful. Maybe look at a video that you have. Maybe you are somebody that I'm talking about, where you're focusing more on a move that you're trying to make or a move that you're doing versus having confidence in the move, and now creating a story and an intensity and letting your soul come through, illuminating through the body. For me, that's what I love. That's where I'm in my bliss, is to even sometimes forget about the audience and be so in the feeling of the movements. And that's what I'm passionate about. If you're passionate about technique, it's beautiful. That's wonderful. We're all different and we all have different passions. Still, you want to communicate with your technique, and then you want to ingrain your technique and embody your technique so that you're not thinking about the technique. If we're thinking about a technique, then we're not confident. It's not just going to flow. And that starts with the fundamental movements, and then you want that to go into your dance movements too. You want your dance movements to be ingrained and fundamental. So once you've learned how to walk, we can learn different ways of walking in the intensity, but let's just take an everyday walk. I'm not going to think right, left, right, left, right, left. I know I'm going right, left. I know it. I've been doing it for years. If I want to change it up, I'm going to have to ingrain that and embody that change up. But now it's right, left, right, left, right, left. So that's the same thing with your practice. Your practice is your practice. Practice, practice, practice. And when you're on stage, you are performing. You are giving what you've already embodied. And if you haven't embodied it, then go to what you know, because putting something that you're guessing about onto the stage is not going to give you more courage. It's not going to increase your belief in yourself and your abilities, and it's not going to give you the self-confidence. Practice at home. If you don't have it, keep practicing. Do something else on stage that you already got. Even if you did one movement and changed it up, if you believe in it, you own it, you connect your senses to it, you create different intensities with it, that one movement can be so spectacular. It's going to be more spectacular than doing 10 movements that you're not confident about. So to increase your confidence on the stage, increase your confidence in each and every movement that you do. All right, so I'd love to work with you. If you want to work with me, just message me, connect with me, or Goddess Emotion Institute. That is my website, or you can go to Nadirah at goddessemotioninstitute.com. And I want to help you with whatever you need help with to increase your belief in yourself, your confidence, and your performance. So thank you for watching. I hope that it was helpful to you. If you already know this, that is fabulous. That is wonderful and great. If you feel like you'd like to share, please share. I really appreciate it. And have a beautiful day, and have fun, and enhance your dance every way you can.